You want to help President Trump get rid of the 15 million illegals, rightfully so. They're sucking off the government you know what and costing us billions of dollars. Yet Gavin and the idiots up in Sacramento are threatening your cops, any cops in the state of California, if they help Trump. Explain what they're threatening with for my viewers so they get this.
Well, there's a law that was passed in 2017 called SB 54, which basically said my city, any city in California, cannot cooperate with the federal government in terms of immigration in any way. So say we got a Venezuelan gang member that we've arrested, and we know that they're not legally there. We can't call ICE and say, hey, come and deport this guy back to Venezuela. Or we can't even tell, and if ICE were to call and say, hey, did you happen to arrest this guy? We would say, we would be forced to say we can't talk to you. I think that's incredibly inefficient and does not help me keep my people safe. So now with the new administration, I'm breathing a sigh of relief, and I'm looking forward to cooperating and having the federal government work with me hand in hand so we can keep the community more safe. But the state of California says, no, our law supersedes federal law, which I think is ridiculous. And it's kind of insidious because they're not threatening me or the city, they're threatening the police officers. It's the police officers who will be charged with a misdemeanor if they work with the federal government. They can also be open to civil liabilities. So we put our police officers in a situation where they could be arrested, they could lose their job, they could lose their pension, they could have lose their house because they get sued. So
for following the law, Bill, for following the damn law. Are you kidding me?
And I would guess that most of your audience in other parts of the country would think I'm making this up. But hopefully they've seen enough craziness out of California now to know that this is actually real, even though it's very hard to understand.
Well, Bill, it's not just California. I've heard that, I'm brain farting her name, but the female governor back east, I think in Massachusetts, Maine, one of those. Yeah, she said she'll do it. Pritzker's saying, Whitmer, all of these Democrat governors are saying if law enforcement helps, we're going to start talking about arresting them, charging them, and pulling their pensions, and also cutting funding to cities that do it. This is, I mean, this is so un-American. You broke our federal immigration laws the minute you stepped into the country. Now all Trump wants to do is send you home because we're tired of paying for you, and Democrats want to punish you and your cops, Bill. This doesn't even sound like America when I say that out loud.
Absolutely. Now, I think eventually this is going to go to the Supreme Court.
It has to.
But it's going to take some time. In the meantime, my suggestion is if anybody in the federal government wants my opinion, cut off all the funding, cut the transportation money off to California, cut the Health and Human Services money off to California, cut the housing money off to California. And believe me, we're already teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. You cut federal funding, we're going to last for about 3 days, and we're going to come crawling back to the federal government saying we want to cooperate.